I would get so freaking nervous when I started first taking pictures of couples, of people. I would feel rushed. I would feel like, oh my God, running out of ideas. I would like, okay, I've done all of the poses I can think of, and now I'm blanking completely on hundreds of poses that I spent time and time researching and thinking, oh yeah, that's pretty easy, and now I can't think of a single one. And then, oh my God, what if I can't think of anything? Oh my God, we're only 20 minutes into the shoot and I'm glitching. And I don't feel like I'm the only one that that's ever happened to. My name is Will, welcome back to the channel. These are the tips and tricks that I do personally that I have found that have been very, very successful and have helped me work with hundreds and hundreds of clients and just get amazing photos. So if one of these helps you do better, then that's awesome. So let's, without further ado, get into the first one. And I'm gonna save the best one for last. So the first one is probably one of my personal favorites, and that's called the Chandler Smile. And if you're familiar with Friends, the TV show Friends,
Chandler, what is the matter with your face?
There is an episode where Monica is trying to get a good picture with Chandler, and he has a great smile, but every time they pull out the camera, his smile goes from light and natural to just absolutely awkward and terrible. And I have found a lot of people have this smile because we are ingrained since the beginning of time, since we started, our mother started forcing us to take pictures as kids to say cheese when you smile. So we have this almost fake smile. Everyone pretty much does, unless you've practiced to work it out, when a camera comes out. So every time you work with someone who doesn't get their picture taken all the time, and you tell them to smile or be happy, they go, it's a very forced smile. So I have found the best way to handle this is to tell them to fake laugh. Now that might sound really weird because then they go, ha 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 ha, and it looks like crap. The thing is, they go, ha 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 ha, and they laugh at themselves because of how awful it is. And that's the key. That's where you get that perfect, natural, fun, happy smile. So when you have a couple who you're trying to get to do light and be fun and stuff, just have them fake laugh. Have them each do it, have one of them do it, because I guarantee you will get them both smiling, happy, and you'll get that natural one. Especially when you're taking like 30 photos of that one moment, there's gonna be one that is that perfect smile, that perfect happiness, and that perfect joy in their eyes. That is the Chandler Smile technique. I call the next one the story. Now every photo shoot, to help you get through it, should have a story. Let's say you're shooting an engagement couple. Okay, your story is the engagement. So how do you tell a story? Well, think of in movies. You start with a location. Okay, here is your location of where the story starts. Then you have the subject, so you have a picture of the subjects. Then you have a close-up showing details. That is your story. That's how you position your photos. So to simplify this, you have wide shots, mid shots, and detail shots. By doing this, you can get a lot more photos and you tell a story in your photo session. So for example, you can get 3 photos out of one pose. Let's say you have them facing you, just posing naturally side by side with the Chandler Smile, right? Good. Shoot a wide shot, very broad shot where they're positioned, lower rule of thirds, and you see where they are. Then you have a mid shot where it's them, they fill the frame, and you see them very clearly. Then you have a close detail shot. Maybe they're holding hands like this, and you take a picture of just their hands holding. You have a wide, you have a mid, and you have a detail telling a story. And when you've done that through the entire session and you go through the photos, you have now told their story of their photo shoot, and people love it. I call the next one the C method. Now, I'm sure you've heard this from people. I don't know how to pose. I don't know what to look. I don't know what to do. What do I do with my hands? How do I look natural? I want candid photos. I want editorial photos. Side note, candid photos are generally at the photographer's design most of the time. But these objections happen time and time again because people are not taking photos all the time. They're not used to getting professional photos done. So it is your job as the photographer to make them feel comfortable, to make them feel natural, to make their photos exactly how they want it. That's what they hired you for. So the C method applies. The C method stands for be silly, be embarrassing, be awkward. Now, why these three things? Well, people want fun photos. Obviously, you want to get the romantic photos and stuff like that, but people want these natural interaction photos. So you have to tell them it's okay to be silly, it's okay to be embarrassing, and it's okay to be awkward. A lot of times when I'm doing these photos, I actually tell my clients, I'm like, okay, here's what I want you to do. I want you to run as fast as you can down this beach and laugh really, really loud. Or I want you to hold hands together and just wave back and forth and just look at each other and just be silly. I want you to make other people look at you and be embarrassed for you. I want you to be as awkward as possible and just kind of do whatever. Run and yell and push and shove, I have them interact with each other. Because obviously, a lot of these photos are probably not gonna be great, but you're gonna get gems in these. Let's say you have them push and shove down the beach line, and as they run by you, you snap this photo of her just looking super happy and him just looking great. You took 30 photos in that sequence, and that one photo is totally worth it. But you do this through an entire session, and you have them doing all of these silly things. You get some great, candid, happy photos that they will love and cherish. The next one is called show and tell. Now, we've all had clients that are a little bit more conservative, maybe stiff, maybe awkward, or not sure what to do behind the camera, or in front of the camera, I should say. But your job as a photographer is to get them involved, is to get them to have fun. This is a fun experience for them. If your photo shoots are quiet and like awkward, you're not doing your job well. And that's why you have to show and tell with them. Get talking with them. Get them laughing before you start. When you first meet them, if it's your first time meeting them and shooting them, get to know them. Build that relationship, because that's going to help a lot, especially if you get them laughing right in the beginning. That's important. But also, when you're taking photos, I heard this story one time of this client. They came to me and they did a shoot with a photographer, and they felt so awkward because the photographer would take the camera and would go, okay, good, click, 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 click. Great, let's go to the next one. Okay, good, do this, click, 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 good. Now, what didn't they do? What should they have done that they weren't doing? If you said showing their clients example photos, you're absolutely right. This is a small but so powerful tip to show your clients the photos as they're taking them, especially if they're not used to taking photos. If you if you're like hiding the photos, they might think, ooh, are the photos good? Oh, are we doing something wrong? They start getting introverted and thinking what they're doing wrong. That's not what you want. You want them to be excited about the photos. You want to show them that they look amazing, that you're capturing exactly what the client wanted. This is really important. So between different setups and different looks and different zones, show them photos. Be like, oh my God, look at this. Show that. It's so powerful, because then they start having fun with the photo shoot. They start getting more involved. You'll notice them loosen up a little. This is key. So make sure you do that as well. And finally, the last one is be adventurous. Now this one, very, very simple, and it's mainly for you, not the client. But one, don't be afraid to try new things. You're never gonna learn new poses or new shots that you like or anything. Try new things. If it doesn't work, that's totally fine. Just be open with your client. Talk with your client. Hey, I've never tried this before. I'm curious to see if this will work. It may not, it might be great. And if it doesn't work, be like, oh, that didn't work, so we're gonna try something different. If it did work, you might be like, oh my God, look at this. This is so cool. This is the first time I've done this shot. I'm gonna do it so many times. It's okay to try things, and try not to be in a rush. I find even myself, I get in a rush. I'm done with one photo and I have to get to another one, because what if the client thinks, what are we doing? Does he know what he's doing? Is he stalling? Does he not know what to do next pose? They're not thinking that. Actually, just relax and have fun. Like, hey, let's try something else. Hey, let's try this. You'll never learn something new if you don't try new techniques. Again, some might not work, and that's okay. The next thing is, if you do have trouble posing, take some pictures and put them on your camera. You can put them on your phone and you can reference them at first if you want to do that, but you can also take example photos, put them on your SD card, put it in your camera, and then if you need to know what the next photo to do is, you look at your camera, you look at the next example photos, and you position them properly. But that will help you kind of learn new poses. But again, don't be afraid to try. Keep talking with your clients, having fun with them. But if you do these 5 things, I'm pretty sure you're gonna have an awesome time and your clients are gonna come back time and time again because, well, you're kind of a badass. So remember these things, and I hope this helps you take a bunch of great shoots with your clients. Don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't already. I hope you're having a wonderful weekend. Here's a couple of videos for you to watch. I'll see you guys in the next video.